How's it going today, YouTube? This is Kaiju Addict, your host. We are bringing you a very special video today. This is the MonsterArts Kiryu Shinagawa Final Battle version. It's a mouthful. This is the MonsterArts. This is the re-release of the Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla Kiryu figure. It has two releases. This is the superior version. I think most people agree, just because it comes with more. So, if you happen to enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is going to be pretty much the last video and the starting video to start off this new evolution into the channel. I think it's very proper that I do this figure. So, that's what we're doing. Let's dive right on in. So, Kiryu. Dirty silver. He's a dirty silver color. As I said, this is the final battle version, so he's not supposed to be clean. He's not supposed to be fresh out of the factory. This is a Kiryu that goes berserk. This is a Kiryu that fought Godzilla pretty much all night, and then eventually grabs and pulls him into the ocean with him. MonsterArts very thankfully replicated Kiryu practically perfectly. I honestly, looking at this figure, yeah, it has a few differences from the suit, but I think where it has differences, it makes it more a legitimate mechanical kaiju. It looks even more realistic than I think the suit does, which is saying a lot because I love the suit. But this makes it look like a real machine in my eyes. There is some die cast in him. The feet are die cast, so that's pretty nice. And both, well, not both, but this chest piece, all of the front doors here, these are all die cast, kind of following and harkening back to the Chogokin figure, except that figure's whole bottom half was Chogokin. The thighs, these legs, and the feet were all metal. So, super detailed, as you can see, though. This figure is wonderful. Look at that. Oof. Just looks good. Very, very, very amazing looking figure. As you can see on the back, you actually can see the shading. The darker gunmetal spots where he's definitely been laying in the ground. Or explosions. He's just... This was a holy grail for me, so when they announced this, I bought him right away. I had him on pre-order, I remember. This is one of my favorite figures, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of biasness. So, let's size compare him quickly because he has a ton of accessories. So here is the 2002 Godzilla from MonsterArts. We're of course going to compare these two because these are meant to be in scale with each other, and they are perfect. Godzilla is just a tad bit shorter, not too much. Still enough to do some good hug battles, but they look good together. I like this. I like this a lot. It's a good pair. God, I love these figures. All right. Pull Godzilla to the side. We don't have to look at him too much. There's already a review on him. So we are going to do, because it's actually been a long time since I've done a figure with accessories and articulation. Let's do the accessories first. So I very clearly left him out without his upgrade gear because they're accessories. I wanted to look at the base figure, then at those. So, no fancy editing with this one. First, we've got the jetpack. Looks very, very nice. Unlike the Chogokin one, you cannot split these apart. Or at least I can't. They seem pretty stuck together. Actually, yeah, you can see the parts where they're the joints go in. So yeah, you can't peel these apart like the Chigokin one, which is a little disappointing because at least with the Chigokin one, you could have it get battle damaged, quote unquote. You could take one of these off and then he's got half of it on. But the detail on these looks excellent. Nothing's missed. Got all the missile canisters pretty much, since, you know, he's literally shoots huge missiles from here, side, the top. I think even these these might be the aiming. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. We also have the thrusters back here, which, once again, MonsterArts almost never fails to add extra detail into these. Look at that. Looks excellent. Excellent, excellent. I'm only going to show one of the forearm cannons, or the mazer cannons, I should say. Forearm mazer cannons, because it's not necessary really to show both. They're both the same. They're both connected on a wire and a peg. The one thing I don't have out on this figure, because I never attach them, is the little silver piece here that is on here. There's one just like it that goes on here, except it doesn't have the wire on it. Like I said, I don't attach it because they are a pain in the butt to get off. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard to get them out of there once they're in. So here's the mazer cannons. Simple design. These are not bendy wire. They're not posable. They're just malleable. You can take the mazer actual firing parts, pull them out, and I'm supposed to be able to push them back in. There you go. Push them back in. So it's kind of like they are in neutral mode, and then you pull them out, and they kind of, okay, so they do click. I've actually never pulled them that far out, and then they're in attack mode. Like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. He comes with 3 different eye plates. The ones you got on now, you can kind of see it. It's kind of got lines through it. The other one is just the straight yellow eyes, which I believe those are the mechanical yellow eyes, so like the beginning of the movie. And these are at the end when Kiryu's kind of acting on his own a little bit, if I remember correctly. We also do have the red eyes. My favorite, I normally leave these ones in because these just look incredible on the figure. You just peel off the top head, clip these on. Super simple. Super, super simple. 2 other small accessories he has for the mazer turrets. He also has the blades. They hook in, or they push in. I'm not going to do it because they're a pain in the butt to get out. They're nice. They're a little short. I know they're supposed to be short on the actual suit, but honestly, if they're just like a little extra longer, maybe it's because I like samurais and stuff, so I like long swords. But it still looks good. Now, for the new accessories, as I mentioned, with this version of the figure, he came with extra accessories. He came with an absolute 0 effect part, which comes in 2 pieces. You have what you could call the charge ball, kind of so you can open up. He's in there charging it. And then he comes with the actual beam, so it looks like he's fired it, or firing it. Blah, 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 blah. Grammar. He does come with a stand, which I'm not going to take out because it's just a standard Tamashii stand. But it looks like that. It looks good. I really like this effect. If you guys still collect Dragon Ball figures, this also really looks good as a Kamehameha effect. And I have used it in the past as a Kamehameha effect. So you can do that if you'd like. And the last 2. We have the battle damaged, chest piece. Which looks really good. Look at all the detail in that. You got some up here. Looks good. looks awesome. That simple to change out. Just peel off the front. As I said, this is all pretty much die cast, so it's heavier. This one's plastic. Open. Boom. Now you got a battle damaged Kiryu. Very nice looking. Now I'm not going to replace the shoulder arm because it kind of is a pain in the butt, but you also do get this effect. The half arm. It has a little bit of articulation. You can move the arm around a little bit in case you want to do your own custom shots with it. I normally do. Look at all the detail though. Super, super nice looking. Super, super interesting. Interesting effect piece. Pretty much pull his arm off. He's got that little rubber sleeve in there. You put that sleeve on here, you put it on, and bam. That's it. I will say you don't get as much articulation out of this arm as you do this arm. So when I show the articulation for this shoulder, it is not the same with this. There's a lot less. Just because this does seem to be a little bit longer of a peg, just so it kind of looks a little bit more beat up when it's plugged in. But that's it for the accessories. An absolute ton amount. You know, the base figure came with all of the upgrade stuff in the eyes. The fact that this one still came with the eyes and then extras is fantastic. Now, the articulation. There is a ton. This is going to be a little bit longer of a review, but that's okay. Let's start at the top. The mouth opens and closes, revealing the Godzilla bone teeth from the 54 suit. Super nice. Depending on where his mouth is, so if you got him tucked in, it's not going to open that much. If you have him looking all the way up, you get that nice wide mouth. The head has an absolute ton of articulation. Get the head looking all the way down. And, you know, not too bad up either. That's pretty good. It's better than pretty much all the Godzillas. So, you can also get it to turn. It is limited because these little wires here go all the way down into here. So he is limited. But then you've got the rest of the neck swivels to help. And then, of course, you got the rest of the body to give him a lot more personality. Like they're definitely looking far. Get a little bit more. There you go. Good range. Good range. The shoulders have quite a bit of articulation. Lots of movement. This at the time was the most articulated MonsterArts on the lot, and I would debate that it probably still is one of the best. I would debate this is just one of the better ones overall. The re-release just made it even better. Arms do go out or up. They do go out. They actually go almost all the way out, impressively. He's got a elbow twist. That's pretty much his bicep. So you can get him moving across. He's got a double jointed elbow. Get a 90-degree. His hand is on a ball joint. Twist, spin, turn and adjust to get it the way you want it to do. Mine are right where I want them. I like the vertical bend, or the horizontal bend instead of the vertical bend in most neutral poses. That way you can kind of get those poses or have them curved in. The mid torso is a little bit of a confusing spot because this is a floating piece, which at first, when this figure first came out, a lot of people were unsure about this piece. I was unsure about it once we kind of saw this was the same figure, but that's actually something I didn't even notice either. This piece is on a ball joint. I didn't even know that, so that's new. I just looked in there and saw that, so that's kind of cool. You can adjust it a little bit, but this actually is one of the best pieces and one of the best ideas they've done with a figure, because it really helps with the articulation. So going all the way back, it's this far. Both of these side spines have little cuts, so it pretty much stops it before these butt up against each other. As you can see, they're both in place. And then it does go forward a bit. It doesn't look like a lot, but when I have them standing up, you can see that's a lot of bend. You know, that's a good amount of bend. It's not the craziest, but it's better than, well, most figures, especially in the MonsterArts line. The hips could go out quite a bit. Once again, they do have these. You got to be careful with these. But he has a lot of hip range. They do go out just a baby bit. Not too much, but enough. A piece of paint fell out of somewhere. I don't see where it's from, so I think it was probably just a little bit of extra mold. Good. He's got pretty much no thigh swivel, but kind of does. Double jointed knees that are really impressive. And his ankles are super, super articulated. He's pretty much got the pull out and a ball joint in there. And then his shin guards actually articulate as well. So neutrally they're like that. Bend them down to match. Pretty much all of his poses. That way you don't cut the paint. Now, one thing that a lot of people will miss on this figure, you can open up both side thigh panels, and these articulate a little bit, not too much. There's detail in there, not too much, but there is a little bit. Clip those in. You can kind of see the gap where you can pull them out. Super easy. The back thrusters are on hinge and spins. Super easy to aim these. Normally kind of just keep them lined up with that. And then the last set of articulation joints we'll look at is the tail, which has so much range. This is all the way up. This is all the way down. It's pretty much made to recreate the movie poster where, you know, Kiryu's dropping in on Godzilla. That's what this tail is supposed to be. Also has a lot of up and... Look at that. Oof, perfect range. You can almost get it straight on with him. Almost. So close, yet so far. It still looks good though. This is one of the figures that a lot of us were waiting for a re-release, and we got it. And it's amazing, and I love it. I love this figure. And that pretty much concludes the review. I can't help but give this figure a perfect 10 out of 10. I mean, is it biased? Yes. Absolutely. But it's a really, really, really epic figure. I plan on doing a couple photo shoots with this guy, so be on the lookout on my Instagram for that. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is Kejumatic, signing out. Peace. Rock on. Stay safe. Memento Mori.